So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Harshi and today I am going to explain you recursion. And firstly, our question should be, I have explained you na. So firstly, I want to ask to me or you that why should you learn a recursion function, right? So there's a two reasons are there. First, data structure. As you are learning data structure series, right? So we will learn about that trees and graphs. These both data structure uses recursion function. That's why we have to learn recursion function, because we have to move forward in data structure. Second is sorting algorithm. Sorting algorithm is also uses recursion function, recursion things. So that's why we want to learn recursion. Means basically to moving forward in our in data structure, we have to know the recursion. Okay, so what we can see here, we can see can work done also by iterative, recursion and iterative, these both things. Suppose I want to do something, I want to do a task one, so the task one can also be done by recursion as well as iterative function. Then how, why should I learn a recursion function? I can do my work with my iterative function as well, right? But if I do the same thing by the iterative function, I will take my compiler, I will take almost 10 minutes to do this work, but in efficient manner. If I want to do this work in efficient manner, then I have to use recursion function, because it will take at minimum 2 minutes to complete the work. That's why our thing is, if we want to do the thing in minimal time, then we have to move forward to recursion. Okay, so the step to know in recursion, as we are doing the loops and iterative function, right? So suppose I want to do the recursion function, then there should be a step which I have to follow while applying recursion. Okay, so the first thing is provide the main function. I will provide some condition, some initialization thing to by the main function. Second thing is base condition. I have to give to some base condition to my function that stop here, like the stopping condition. The thing is work done inside the function bodies. If I want to apply like a recursion function, then I have to write something in my function, right? So if we have to, there should be written inside the body of function. So the third thing is, what should I write inside my function body? Okay, the pre-requirement is iterative loop. We can say that loop, if we want to learn about the recursion, then we have to know about iterative loop. And the second thing is function. We have to know how function returns the value, how it takes the value, and initializing thing, all the things. Okay, so let's start with this. Firstly, let's know about the definition. The definition says that the function which call itself is called recursion. So basically the function which call itself is called recursion. We can understand it by the example. Suppose we are going, as we are in mathematical students, right? So we can understand this thing very easily. Suppose we have given a function which fx equals to x square. Okay, and I want to find f of fx, means f. So what is fx? Fx is x square, right? So f of x square, which is basically and x square means x square. This f of x give me x square, the whole power square, because x square. We can also give it by the example of x. Suppose we are taking the value of x as 2. Okay, so f of x is equals to x square, which is 2 to the power 2, which is 4. Okay, and f of x is f of x, and which is f of x is equals to 4. So and f of x, again, what is f of x? F of x is equals to x square, so 4 to the power 2, which is 16. Okay, so now let's move forward and understand the working of recursion. So what recursion do? Basically recursion work on the inner loop, outer loop. So recursion means the function which call itself is called recursion, right? So there is a two condition. I have explained you know that there is a base condition and work done and the body inside the function. So in the same manner, we don't want to do anything. It's very easy. Firstly, we have to provide some outer condition to our function. Then we are doing the the thing in iterative format. Firstly, understand the working of function. What function do we like? We provide some condition in main function, and then in that main condition we call our function. The function, whatever the body or the body is given to the function will work, and then this function provides some value or returns some value to the main function. Then we'll get our result, right? In the same, this is called the working of function. In the same manner, if I want to know the working of recursion, the working of recursion is the main function is provides some condition to the function, calling the function to do the things. Okay, so function is doing the thing, then again function calling itself to do the thing, again function calling itself to do the thing, and at the last we get stop. Why? There should be a condition. So we provide some base condition to the function inside the body of the function. If we reach to the our base condition, then this function returns some value to this function, again it returns the same value, and finally all these function return the same value to the main function, and then we get our result. Okay, so let's get started by some example. Suppose I want to print from 5 to 1 numbers. Normally what we use loop. Okay, so for loop we are initializing I as int I equals to 5, where I should not be less than 0 and not equals to 0, and we are decreasing I minus. Why? Because we want 5 4 3 2 1, right? In the same manner. So what is SOP, which is system.out.println and I. So here I am printing the value of I from 5 to 1. So okay. I want to do the same thing by the recursion function. Then there is 3 condition. Provide the main function, like I want to provide some condition to the main, like initialize condition. Okay, so I want to print from 5 to 1, right? So the initial condition is that I is equals to 5. Okay, and what is base condition? Base condition means stopping condition. Where should I stop? The base condition is that I want to print from 5 to 1 only. The I should not be less than 1. Okay, so the base condition is the I should not be less than 1. Like I should not be less than 1. I should greater than 0. Okay, now the third condition is work done. What should I write inside the function? So this is the function body basically. Okay, so now let's move to the proper code so that we can understand. So this is the code where I am making some function name as print number, and here I am providing the integer as n. Okay, so the first condition is the base condition. I provide some base condition, that is if n equals to 0, then return. Like if I get the value as n equals to 0, then return the value. Okay, so what is the what is SOP? SOP is system.out.println, right? So here what I am doing, I am just providing as provide by the main that n equals to 5. Okay, so what this SOP give me? The SOP will give me the 5 as my output. Okay, then the function name is print number. Okay, so suppose I just provide print number as n minus 1, then n minus 1 basically n equals to n minus 1, which is 4. Okay, so then again this print number will work for n equals to 4. So this will go here and will work for n equals to 4. Again it to print and where I want to print n, right? So here what is the value of n? N is the 4. So it will print again 4. Again it will work till 1 it will work, and after 1 we are getting 1 minus 1, which is equals to 0. And now we come to this condition, if n equals to 0, then return the same. Firstly let's go by the actual code. So here I am making function which name is print number and integer n. So this is a condition, base condition, right? So firstly we have to go to the main function and find that what is what is the condition which is provided by the main function. Okay, so this is our main function in which I am providing that int n equals to 5. Okay, so what we are doing, we are firstly calling our from main we are calling a function which name is print n and provide an n equal where n equals to 5. Okay, so here we come to the function through which we can like go to the body and understand the function. Okay, recursion function basically. So firstly we are firstly the condition is that if n equals to 0, then return return to the function, but we have value as 5, right? So first now we don't go to this block again. We are going we will come here and we get system.out.println and n, where n equals to 5, so we will print as 5. Okay, again print num is equals to n minus 1, where n minus 1 is equals to 5 minus 1, which is basically 4. So we will go to this function. We are again calling this function from inside this. So we'll again go to this function and it will work for n equals to 4. Okay, again the condition does not match, that n equals to 4. Then we will come to this condition that system.println where n equals to 4. Okay, so we will get as 4. Then again n minus 4, which is 4 minus 1, basically 3. So this will work till n equals to 1. Okay, we will as it is moving forward and n equals to 1, we will get as 1. And again n minus 1 will work. So n minus 1, which is 1 minus 1, basically 0. So here we come to again this condition where n equals to 0, right? So we will return to the function and we will get our output as 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, so your task is to print from 1 to 5 the number. So firstly you have to understand what should be the provide condition by the main base condition and the body inside the function. Just stop the video and understand the condition and write your condition according to you. I hope you have written the condition. So the first condition that provided by the main function is that n equals to 1. Why? Because I want to print from 1 to 5. So the initial condition that n equals to 1. Okay, what should be the base condition? Base condition basically the stop condition. So I want to print from 1 to 5. So the base condition should be that n is equals to 0, then stop. Okay, then inside the body what I have to print? I have to print the value of n. So print n and at the same time increase n plus by 1, because I want to print from 1 to 5. So 1 2 3 4 5, so it is increasing by 1. So I want to again give the condition at n plus 1. Okay, hope you have do the same thing. Now let's move to the code. So yeah, here is the code. Let's start with the code. Firstly, public static void main, normally where the function name is print number. Again, condition is that I have already given you that n should not equal to 0. So the condition is n equals to 0, right? So what we want to print? We want to print that system.print.println as n. So as n equals to 1 2 3. So what the starting condition is that, which is given by the main, that n equals to 1. So from main we are giving the condition that n equals to 1, and we are calling the function as print num is equals to n, where I am getting n equals to 1. So what I get as my output, that first print 1, again print sum is equals to n plus 1. Sorry, here print number should be there, but my mistake is there. Okay, so print number n plus 1, which is 1 plus 1, which is basically 2. So 1, then 2, then 2 plus 1 equals to 3 4 5 up to 5. Again n plus 1, which is 5 plus 1, which I am getting as my condition, that 6 equals to 6. Then I have to return, and I will get my output as 1 to 5. It's really beneficial for you, and do like, share and subscribe if and only if you like watching my video. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.